Hey, good morning, all students. Today we'll discuss the first chapter, the state. In this first chapter, we'll discuss the basic concept of political science, nation, nationalism, state, and government. So we already studied, or we already know that political science, which mainly deals with the state government and administration part, whereas civics, which deals with the citizen part. So in this chapter that we'll discuss these four concepts. So just before starting the nation, the nationalism and state and government concepts, so we will try to understand these examples uh, by reading these statements. So first statement, one of my friend is a Punjabi and other is a Manipuri. The second statement, that is two of my classmates are Iranians. The third statement, we sing India's national anthem every day and I'm proud of our national anthem. And fourth statement, I have to collect my birth certificate from the government office today. So all these four statements, it tells you or it deals with the something. So when you look at the first statement, one of my friend is Punjabi and the other is Manipuri. So this it denotes the identity. It denotes that your one of your friend is a Punjabi. That is a it tells the regional identity of your friend. That is Manipuri. Uh, It is also a regional identity. It is if your friend is Maharashtrian, it tells the Maharashtrian or Marathi identity. That is cultural, or the Tamil or the Telugu. So it denotes the regional identity. A second statement, that is two of my classmates are Iranians. So Iranians, it denotes the nationality, the idea of a nationality. So whether it is Iranian, whether it is Sri Lankan, whether it is American. And the third statement, we sing India's national anthem every day, and I'm proud of the national anthem. So this statement it denotes the emotional attachment to your homeland, the being sentimental of your national anthem, that belongingness of a particular nationalism, that is India or the Bharat. And the fourth statement, I have to collect my birth certificate from the government office. So it denotes the action and it provides the particular service to the citizen of India from a government. So all this first statement it denotes the regional identity, the cultural identity, the nationalism, and the importance of a government. And so here in this chapter, we will study all this concept, that is nation, nationalism, state, and government. So let's discuss the nation. What is a nation? So nation is nothing but the people who are identify socially, culturally, politically, and want to establish a separate identity for themselves. So there is a sense of full oneness and commonness. So these sense are such, it is a psychological and born out of commonness of culture, ethnicity, religion, language, and history. And they may be may not be located in a specific geography or a geographical territory. So that is the definition. The definition of nation. So there are other definitions of a nation, which is defined by the which was defined by Ernest Barker. So according to Ernest Barker, he defines a nation as a body of men inhabiting a definite territory, who normally are drawn from different races but possesses a common stock of thoughts and feelings. acquired and transmitted during the course of common history or common religious belief or use of common language. So there are certain feature of nations. The three features that we are discussing: population, feeling of community, and the desire to be politically separate. So what is population? Population, a nation must have a population. A population has some similarities, and these similarities may be a language, a race, and a religion, or there may be a common cultural or the historical experiences. So this sense of ethnic and historical and cultural oneness that goes into the perception of identifying oneself as a nation, and the feeling of a community, that it similarities of a demography and the culture must translate into psychological feeling of a community. That is, you must feel that I belong to this country, that is India, which is which is the which is the based on your the similarities, that is demography and the culture. So so this is the emotional dimension that we are talking about, and this is the matter of perception. It should be held by the people of that community. So third feature of the nation, that is desire to be politically separate. So in the so people living in a particular geographical area, they must have the common socio-cultural or religious or linguistic commonality, so that can lead to feeling of being a nation. And such a feeling is a product of urge for self-determination, and this can be lead to the self-determination of the self-governance at a political level. So so this is the this is the part that we have discussed about the what is nation and the features of nationalism, sorry, nation. And so now we will discuss the nationalism. So what is nationalism? What are the features of nationalism? What are the parts or different types of nationalism that we will discuss? So, in short, that I'll explain, that is nationalism is nothing but the sense of politically identity, and it is love for one's nation. The people become sentimentally, emotionally attached to the particular homeland. They gain a sense of identity or self-esteem by this the identification, and are motivated to help the homeland. So they are so let's discuss with the one particular example. So India, that is India, wanted to be independent from the British colonial rule. So it was the fight for the right of self-determination, and India fight for its independence was an expression of India's nationalism. So the fighting for our independence, that is the expression of our Indian nationalism. And so, for example, recently we have won the ICC T20 World Cup. So we have cheered for our national cricket team, and we have stand up during the national anthem, or support our armed forces during war. So this kind of expressions, sentiments uh, that we see in different times. So this kind of sense of uh, belongingness, so it gives the the importance being Indian. So importance being Indian nationalism. So the nationalism is a force which holds the people together, or the sense of politically loyalty to the country. So what are the features of nationalism? So we will discuss now. So there are nationalism has been a force for that has been both builder and a destroyer. So, it has been described in progressive and aggressive nationalism. Progressive nationalism can help a society to come together and promote development, whereas the aggressive nationalism can create differences amongst the people. And the nationalism also discourages the imperialism and colonialism, and this resistance to any form of occupation of a region is one of features of a nationalism. So the nationalism which always resists to the form of occupation of a region. So national liberation struggle or the freedom struggles across the world uh, are the product of nationalism that we have know the French Revolution, American Revolution, or the French, how they have struggled for their liberation, and American. So these are the outcome of the product of or the product of nationalism. So it encourages for the self determination or the self governance at a political level. Also the also nationalism promote diversity, and you can see the large amount of diversity in India based on religion, ethnicity, language, region. So we still talk of Indian nationalism. The idea of unity in diversity is the core of Indian nationalism. So So you can discuss in the classroom, or you can read the Bharat Mata and the variety and the unity of India, and in the Jawaharlal Nehru's the discovery of India. You can discuss the different concepts of Indian nationalism on the basis of Nehru's writing on India. So when we look at the nationalism from a political perspective, we can see different forms of nationalism. First form, that is liberal nationalism. So liberal nationalism, the origin of liberal nationalism are in the French Revolution. So it is also seen in the President Woodrow Wilson's 14 points, and it links the idea of a nation to sovereignty. So it accepts that every nation has the right to freedom and self determination. Then second is conservative nationalism. Conservative nationalism, it is a form of nationalism is inward looking. It looks in it looks at the nation as a closely linked society. It gives a lot of importance to patriotism. The third, that is expansionist nationalism. So this kind of nationalism, it is an aggressive form of nationalism. In this form, the country starts to become aggressive and create empires for a national glory. And colonialism is a product of this aggressive nationalism. Then fourth one is anti-colonial nationalism. So this refers to national liberation struggle or the freedom struggle. The countries like India experienced this form of nationalism during the days of freedom struggle. So these are the the forms of nationalism and nationalism that we have discussed. And let's move on to the concept of state.